Hey guys, Near Mint Nerd here for the I Got Issues Network. Today I'm bringing you a new haul video that comes from an order I placed on ComicConnect.com, which is an online auction site for comics and comics art, stuff like that. The way it works is every month they have a big auction, hundreds and hundreds of books, dating from the Silver Age all the way up to the modern books. And, you can do all your bidding and all that stuff. But I kind of ignore that side of it, although I did get one book there that I'll talk about later. But mostly I go to the Buy Now marketplace, which is probably just comic shops that kind of put their books up in the Buy Now thing. So you can just go in there and troll around and, find what you want, hit the Buy Now button. But also in the Buy Now section, you can put in a lower bid and then kind of go back and forth with the seller until you find a mutually agreeable price. And that's what I tend to do. And I get some great deals there. So I'm going to show you some today. So I got a bunch of books. This is just for my latest order. I have another order on the way, but I didn't want to wait for it. I want to show you this now. So let's get right into it. And I'm going to see you on the other side. All right, so the first batch of books from my Comic Connect haul are actually $2 books. That's pretty much they have dollar books, but what's the point of getting that stuff, right? Like if it's dollar books, you can just get it anywhere. These ones, they were all $2 books. They were stuff I haven't seen around, so I picked them up. So we're gonna start with Red Sonja here. This is the, I believe this is a 4-issue miniseries, and I picked up issue number 1 and issue number 2, each for $2. Next up, I got King Conan number 1. For some reason, I thought this was worth more. Maybe it used to be, but it was dirt cheap. Again, I got this for $2, and it's in great condition, like probably a 9 easy. Maybe even, a 9.2 or so. I think it's a great book. I guess, even 75 cents, 1979, like, I'm shocked this isn't worth more. But, regardless, it's a great story to have. A lot of fun. Can't wait to read. I've read it before. I'm looking forward to reading it again. I got the Nom number 1, another 75-cent book that really doesn't have a lot of value. I got it for $2. It guides for about 6 or 7. Not a huge savings, but, anytime you can get a 75-cent comic for a couple bucks, you're starting from a good place. I'm not really that familiar with this series. This is one I did not ever collect. But I was curious about it, so I'm going to just give it a shot. Next up, Blade Runner number 2. They didn't have a number 1, or I would have picked that up. They only had the number 2, so I got that. Again, just a couple of bucks. I do really like adaptation comics. I buy a lot of them. I actually bought at a secondhand store. I bought Annie from the movie Annie. The little red-haired girl. I bought the movie adaptation of that, which was it was Marvel and it was 2 issues. I don't know why. I just thought it looked cool, so I picked it up. Maybe I'll do a special haul one of these days where I just go out and try to find as many movie adaptation books as I can, on the cheap. So that might be a future haul. Anyways, Blade Runner number 2. Love this movie. I'm not probably going to read this until I'm able to find number 1. I'm only guessing that it's a 2-issue adaptation because a lot of the Marvel adaptations from this time period were 2 issues. Okay, so that was it for the $2 books. All right, next up we have the books that were a little more. This one was only $4, not too much more. Wonder Woman number 267, 40-cent cover price. You'll notice I believe by this period, this is a newsstand as opposed to a direct market. Does that matter? Well, it does matter to some collectors. Jury's still out for me. You know what? I'm actually doing some research on this, and I'm going to do a video about it really soon, so look forward to that. As for why I bought this particular issue, hey, Near Mint Nerd, what made you buy this? Well, clearly it's Animal Man. As you know, I'm on a mission to buy every cover that features Animal Man on it. Also, every cover that features Mr. Miracle on it. And I think I'm almost there, guys. I did not have this one. Cross this off the list. All right. And next up, we got Where do we want to go here? I think I paid about $5 to $7 for this next batch. The first one being Battlestar Galactica. Yep, it's another adaptation. This one is literally based on the first episode of the television series Battlestar Galactica. So it doesn't get more adaptation than that, folks. First issue collector's item. I have a couple of these issues randomly scattered through my collection. Never had a number 1. Happy to have a number 1. Also never had a number 2. Also happy to have a number 2. Although I'm very curious about this blank barcode. You know, it's 35 cents, so this could be the period when they were just introducing direct market. Is that direct market, the blank barcode? I also think it's possible that this could be a second printing of the comic, resulting in the no barcode. Not sure. Gonna have to research it. Either way, happy to have it. I hope it's not a second printing, though. That would be a bummer. Unless it's one of those second printings that's more valuable than the first printing. In which case, fingers crossed it's a second printing. Oh, boy. All right. Next up, I got Marvel Premiere number 46, featuring Manwolf. I do not have a single issue of any Manwolf comics. And as I was kind of going through the auction site, I was like, I think it's time the Near Mint Nerd own a Manwolf comic. And so now, in fact, I do. 1978. This was the title that had the first appearance of Moon Knight in it. I believe it was Manwolf number maybe 32. That's a guess, but I think I'm in the neighborhood. Looks great. Can't wait. Then I got a couple of Batman books, kind of ranging in dates. So we start with Detective Comics number 478, 35-cent cover price. Newsstand. I'm not sure if this is before or after the direct market. Whenever you have a 35-cent cover price, that's kind of the era of the direct market versus newsprint. So anything above 35, once you get to 40 cents, you know, and you see this, you know it's a newsstand. Anything, you know, in the 35-cent range, you got to look it up, I guess. So this one is, I'm not sure, but I mean, a lot of people don't even care about this anyways, but I'm always fascinated by that. Anyways, Clayface. I like Clayface as a villain. I think he's one of Batman's cooler villains, so happy to own this. Then we go back in time a little bit. Back in time to Batman number 266, 25-cent cover price. This one has an early Catwoman appearance. I'm not sure if this is the Selena Kyle Catwoman. I would imagine it is. Was there, you know, when did that switch around? I don't know. I don't have too many old Batmans, so I'm not sure. Although one of my oldest comics that I own is a Batman, but that's besides the point. Yeah, I like this cover. I thought it was cool. They're in the crystal ball, creepy old soothsayer or something behind them. Happen to own that one. I think these were all, you know, not expensive. I think these were all in the $5 to $7 range as well. That's why I like this site. You can get some real great deals. Another 25-cent issue. This is Batman 264, Death of a Daredevil. Batman on motorcycle. Apparently that's a thing that you can look for. Should be fun. I'll give you a little closer look at that guy. Ooh, what a threat. Random guy on dirt bike. All right. Next up, we got Batman number 263 with your friend in mind, the Riddler. One move, Batman, and zing, you're dead. I imagine that's how he talks. I'm probably wrong. Pretty cool cover, though. You know, the Riddler death trap stuff, that's a lot of fun. I was just about to say, I don't think the Riddler actually sets up death traps. But then I'm remembering the last episode of Gotham literally had the Riddler setting up a death trap. So what do I know, right? Batman 263. I'm going to enjoy the heck out of that one. I love Riddler comics, especially when they're, you know, well written. They have kind of a clever kind of slant to them. Not too many of those, sadly, but hopefully that's one of them. All right, we're going to be moving into the Silver Age, guys. So Not quite yet. Not quite yet. I just want to whet your appetite. I bought a couple of Luke Cage Power Man. These were really cheap. I think literally these were $2 or $3. Only because the condition is not good. But I was missing these particular issues from my collection, and I really just want to read them, so I got reader copies. You know, these are a little better than reader copies. These are probably like 3.5 to 5s. But 25-cent issue, can't go wrong. Love me some Luke Cage. I actually really like the Ringmaster. He was always a favorite villain of mine. I have no idea why. Probably because he was in some of the early comics that I read. Also got issue 30, featuring the man they call Piranha. These are fun comics. I'm not I don't have a lot of Power Man and Iron Fist. I kind of actually prefer the Power Man solo titles, or the Iron Fist solo titles. I don't love when they're together. I don't know why. I know it's weird. All right. Then I got a bit of an older Batman here. It is Batman 253. This is 20-cent cover price, of course. What attracted to me this was the Shadow. I love the Shadow. I own whole runs of all the Shadow comics, and none of them are worth anything. It's heartbreaking. But this is a cool issue. Love to see Batman versus the Shadow. Can't wait to read this one. I don't think I've ever read it. All right, guys. You've waited, and now you shall be rewarded. It's time for the Silver Age. Only a couple, though. Don't get too excited. I think these were a little more expensive, like 10 to 15 bucks. Filling in a couple of holes in my Fantastic Four collection here off the top. So this is Fantastic Four number 77. Great old cover. It's got Galactus. It's got Silver Surfer. I actually have the first appearances of these guys in the Fantastic Four book. I'll have to show you that book someday. You know, I show you all these hauls, but I don't think I've ever actually showed you any of my own collection. And I've got some really sweet books. So maybe I'll gotta put that on the books soon. You'll see there's a little bit of pen and ink mark up there. That shouldn't decrease the value too much. This is actually in pretty great shape for the price I paid. Next up, we got a little bit of Wizard action. The Thing No More. This is Fantastic Four number 78. Another great old 12-cent issue. Can never go wrong. Again, another date up here. I think probably these came from the same buyer, so that probably explains that. And now we get to a couple of other books. We got, oh my goodness, The Brave and the Bold, number 56. I love Brave and the Bold. This is one of my favorite titles. For a guy who doesn't like Power Man teaming up with Iron Fist, I sure love, Superhero A teaming up with random Superhero B. This one's kind of interesting. The Flash and the Manhunter from Mars, as he was known around this time. Martian Manhunter was kind of a term that came a little later. They're at the 1964 World Fair, and it's some sort of hybrid of the two of them. Oh my goodness. What a fun comic. I love these old Silver Age covers. They're just so much fun. And finally, this was kind of a more expensive book, but I had to have it. I'm a big Captain Cold fan. Flash number 134. I'm a huge Elongated Man fan. I bet you never thought you'd hear those words. Well, you just did. Love me some Ralph Dibny. So I think I paid about, I'm almost embarrassed to say, but I think I paid about 60 or 70 bucks for this one. And you know what? I'm not disappointed. The condition was actually better than advertised. I think they listed it as maybe like a 6.5 or a 7. I see no reason why this wouldn't be at least an 8, 8.5. I mean, this corner here, is this the one? Yeah, it's a little chewed up. You see right there. Other than that, it's like beautiful corners. No cover damage. Nothing. Like, I don't know why it was listed so low. So I have not kind of gone through the whole issue. Maybe there's a big piece of gum stuck in the middle. I don't know. But the back cover and the front cover look shockingly great. And I did flip into one page, and it was, off-white pages. Nothing wrong with that for a book this old. So I'm thinking probably 8.5. And super happy to own this. All right, guys, I got 2 more things to show you, and this is going to blow your mind a little because, as you know, I'm not a CGC guy because I want to read my comics. Don't put them into a case where I can't open them. Stop it. But I found 2 comics in a great condition, 2 comics that I love, that I also have reader copies of. So I went ahead and I kind of made a decision not long ago that I wanted to put some CGC titles on my wall. Just books that I really, really love and adore. And so I found a couple at the auction. One of them was a buy it now. The other was actually an auction that I won. So I'm going to put those up now. I have to widen just a bit. Whoa. So don't get too excited. You'll see a couple of other things here. I hope that's wide enough. It should be. Okay, so the first book I'm going to show you is one of my favorite titles. I have a bunch of reader copies of this. I don't have any of these in high condition, but I do own the Marvel Essential volumes and the Marvel Epic volume of this one as well. So I have 8 ways to Sunday. I can read this comic, but now I also have it smashed between glass. Well, plastic, to be fair. And that is Tomb of Dracula #1, 8.0. Not the best condition in the world, obviously, but it was the best condition they had. It was an auction. This is the one I won in the auction. I overpaid for it a little bit, because I was kind of inexperienced at the auction and I just did it wrong. I kind of ended up overpaying like a dummy. But you know what? Live and learn. I didn't severely overpay. I paid about $150. I kind of ended up paying like the price for a 9 instead of an 8. Just my bad all around. But I love it. I'm so happy to have this. It's going to look outstanding on my wall. 8.0. First appearance of Dracula. First appearance of Frank Drake. Who doesn't love Frank Drake? And Clifton Graves. Wow, look at that. 20-cent cover price. This is a great read, by the way. I've always loved this comic. And I'm not at all upset to paid a little too much. And finally, one of my all-time favorite Marvel characters. Can you guess who it is? I got Avengers #48. First appearance of the modern Black Knight. Black Knight lives again. I have wanted this comic in a good, I shouldn't use words like good because when we're talking about comic condition, that means bad when you say good. I've wanted this comic in a high condition for a long time. I kind of wish it was a 9 or higher, but I'm happy to have an 8.5. The copy I have is probably about a 2 because I've read it so many times. 8.5 is great for me. So this is Dane Whitman, first appearance. He becomes the new Black Knight. And also Magneto, according to this, Magneto and Toad also appear. Not as exciting, but there you have it. You can see there's a little bit of writing on the cover. It's a little bit yellow, but 8.5, I'll take that all day long. It's beautiful. Happy. This is going to look great on my wall. Okay, so guys, that's it for this haul. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. I'm going to throw you right back to that guy you probably are tired of seeing, but you know what? It's his job to close the show, and I'm going to let him do it. Here he is, the Near Mint Nerd. Look at that. CGC, guys. I think I'm in love. Is this going to be a whole new aspect to my collecting? I don't think so, because I like to read my books, but I did have doubles of these ones, so I'm in good shape. That's it, guys. Hope you had a great time. If you liked the video, please hit subscribe. Please hit like. Please leave a comment. Let's get the dialogue going. I'm going to get out of here and get reading some of this stuff. So I've been the Near Mint Nerd. You've been my viewers. And I'll see you soon. And let all your developments be revolting. Have a good one, guys.